Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you and supported by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental. And by Craig International, a truly global company with 10 offices strategically placed around the world. The future of global procurement is right here. After Scottish Cup heartache last week, it's back to Scottish Premiership duty and the final 5 games of the season. Next up, we faced Motherwell at Pittodrie. A win against the Steelmen will take us above them in the table. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock. So just to reiterate, a win tomorrow will take us above Motherwell and into 8th place. Hi everybody, how you doing? A very warm welcome this Friday evening to Ali Beg AB TV. This is the preview show, Countdown to Kickoff, where we look ahead to the game at Pittodrie against Motherwell on Saturday. So it's the usual drill. This is a live show. You know what to do by now if you are already an avid viewer. If you want to join in, leave your comments under the video and come and have your say. And I will do my best to read out your comments tonight. We've got a really busy show tonight, so strap yourselves in. How's your week been? You been okay after the Scottish Cup semi-final defeat? Oh dear, that bugged me for a few days, I've got to be honest. It really did. But let's put it behind us, and now we crack on and make sure we can cement our position in the Scottish Premiership with 5 games to go. League duty from now to the close of play. So last night, it was the Player of the Year Awards at the P&J Live. So if you missed any of it, let's just reiterate what happened. You won't be surprised to learn that Bojan Majowski was named the Player of the Year. Jack McKenzie was named as our Young Player of the Year, which I thought was thoroughly deserved considering his great improvement in the past few months. There were plenty of awards during the night. Angus MacDonald got goal of the season for that fantastic strike against Helsinki in the Conference League. And Alfie Bavidge, he won the Development Player of the Year. Congratulations to him. He's making great strides, I'm sure you'll agree. As well as the men, the women's team was also heavily involved. And congratulations to Bailey Hutchinson, who won the Player of the Year. And many congratulations to just 17-year-old Maddie Finney, playing in her first full season at the women's team. She was named as the Young Player of the team. So congratulations to all of the winners. I heard it was an absolutely magnificent event last night as well. Right, so as we have so much to get through, let me just start clearing this timeline so that I can make room to get everything in. So we've got a brand new guest coming on the show tonight, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome to the show former women's team captain and the first player to reach 100 appearances for the side, Loren Campbell. She's here and she's going to be joining me a little bit later, and she's got plenty to say about the Cup semi-final defeat, the Motherwell game, and how you get over disappointments of losing in big games. She was great, and I'm sure you'll really enjoy what she had to say. Right, so there's Peter. Let's get Peter in, and then we'll just grab those in as well. Where are they? Where are they? Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Right, there we are. Okay, so we'll chuck all that in. That's us good to go. So, the team tomorrow. This is what I think will happen. I think Peter will stick with the same team that started against Celtic at Hampden last week. Now, let's not forget that the captain, Graham Shinney, is still suspended, so he will not take part in tomorrow's game. Hence why I think he will stick with the same team and the same formation that played against Celtic. This is what Peter had to say in his normal Friday morning press conference. So he said, the players have been great since I've been in. You can see the levels that you can get to against a good side. It is 5 huge games coming up, and we have to take advantage, with the first 2 being at home. It's important that we keep those levels from last Saturday. There is still plenty of work to do. Everyone is down there fighting for their lives. He finished off by saying, I have not had much contact with Jimmy Tillin this week. There was a brief text message after the game on Saturday saying well done on the performance and unlucky with the result. As well as that, he also spoke about the link between him and Barnsley. He was linked heavily with Barnsley this week. And he just basically said that a lot of it is just rumour, that he's delighted to be here and he's delighted to be part of Jimmy Tillin's backroom staff going forward. So he kind of dismissed that rumour. Said there's a fully fit squad also ready to go. So could we see Slobodan maybe playing some part in the game? I'm not so sure. I wondered if we would see him last week, but we didn't. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. Other news this week, Kelly Roos was making headlines saying that he wants to speak to Jimmy Tillin first before he decides about his future at the football club. And we know this is going to happen. It's been happening all season. Bojan Majowski this week was heavily linked with Feyenoord. Joe Harper in his column this week said he's a £10 million player. So that was all the gossip that was coming out of the football club this week. Right, so before we get to Lauren, let's just start opening up a little bit of your chat and see how you're doing. So let's get the old bins on. Right, how are we doing? Oh, there's so many of you on tonight. Great, good to see. Let me pause the video. Okay. Gavin Wilson is here. Hi Gavin, how are you doing? A member of ABTV. Tomorrow's game gives the boys a great opportunity to show that the Celtic game wasn't a one-off. Graham Barron is also here. Hi Graham, he's also a member of ABTV. Evening Ali and fellow dandies, big game tomorrow. Let's hope it's the same team and that Majowski and Barron have recovered from their knocks. No shinny again, same intensity as last Saturday. Come on you Reds. Jonathan Livingston has said our best performance this season has been in Europe and playing against the old firm. We have played better against better opposition. We need to get our act together against the non-Glasgow Scottish teams. It's a very good point, Jonathan. Graham Barron came back to say, does anyone else think that without Shinnie, we look so much better? Barron and Clarkson play brilliant when Shinnie isn't there doing all the running about. He just doesn't seem to have the legs anymore. Scott W. has said, we have to be looking ahead with positivity after that showing last week. This isn't a bad squad we have, and I believe they'll be looking to the end of the season strongly. Joey Smith is here. Hi, Joey. So, Barron and Bojan will both leave in the summer. Well, we don't know yet. It will be very interesting to see how many players Jimmy can bring in. Not many spaces up for grabs. Ain't going to be many offers for other players still in. Scotty Blodgett is here. Hi Scotty, how you doing? He's also a member of the channel. He says, hello all. Let's lean on that great cup performance and find more goals against Motherwell tomorrow. Come on you Reds. Another member of the channel, the Musical Box, is here saying, hey guys. Laurel 101 has said, right, let's just get the 3 points on the board right away and settle the nerves. The Musical Box came back to say, I'm sure Barron will leave in the summer, but we will need to wait and see with Majowski. Yeah. Paul Donaldson is here. Hi, Paul. He says, good evening, folks. If we can put in the same effort and performance as last week, there's no reason we can't win all 3 home matches after the split. We need to get away from 11th place as soon as we can. Gordon Keith Ritchie said, good evening, all. If we put in a performance as we did last week, we will be okay and finish the season strong and then build for next season. Come on, you Reds. Joey Smith is asking, can anyone confirm how many Don supporters were at Hampden last week, please? I think it was about 10.2 thousand. I did see that figure bounding about, but it's just, it's just speculation, mate. Scott W. has said, 5 wins to the end of the season. I have no doubt the boys can do this. I firmly believe the fact the manager's position is settled will have a positive effect on the players. Now, this is really interesting because since Jimmy was appointed Aberdeen manager, Elfsborg have lost 3 games since. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Does make you wonder. Transmission GGB is here, and he simply says, fit like. Bob Duff simply says, evening all. Suze says, good evening, dandies. She's asking what's going on with Roos. Who knows? David Gold has wished everyone a good evening, as has Steve Donald. Steve is also a member of ABTV. Good evening, Steve. Bob Duff has said... He likes to be called Duff Bob. I always get that wrong, don't I? Sorry, fella. 3 defeats on the spin for Tulleen, as I was just saying. Players have down tools. Get him over here next week. Do you know, Bob, I'm with you with this one, mate. I'm totally with you. Get him over. Get it done. The musical box said avid rabid, something like that. Barry Cool, another member, is here saying, good evening, loons and lassies. Gareth Hay is saying, fit like Abdi. Abdi. A lot of you are talking about the Player of the Year awards. The musical box said, thought Mackenzie deserved his award. I completely agree. Barry Cole came back to say more of the same again tomorrow. Transmission GGB said, we must get the points in the bag and get safe from the playoffs. Scott Barron is here. Hi, Scott. How are we? Another member. Hi, Ali. Hope you're good. Hopefully we get stuck into Motherwell as we did against that lot last week. Should have got Tulleen over now. He's lost his last 3. Johnny Wilson has said, good evening, dandies. If we play like we did last weekend, we should be hammering them tomorrow. Kilted Warrior has wished everybody a very good evening, as has Stuart Cleary. He follows on by saying, let's follow on from last weekend. Come on, you Reds. Fred McKenzie's here. Hi, Fred. How are you? Another member. Good evening, Ali. Well done to all that got their awards last night. Right, so there's plenty of comments. That's great. So we've got plenty to go on tonight. So let's get Lauren on. So if you weren't at the top of the show, you missed the start of the show. So Loren Campbell is a new guest on the show, hoping to get her on quite often going forward. So she used to be the women's team captain, and she was the first player of the side to reach 100 appearances for Aberdeen. So a hugely influential player, an excellent player as well. And yeah, just a great lassie all round, I've got to be honest. And I really enjoyed her company earlier today. So we caught up over Zoom. And here she is. Welcome to the show, Loren Campbell. Hi, Lauren. It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for jumping on. How are you keeping?
Great, thanks, and thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. So I'm delighted that you're here. Right, let's first of all talk about tomorrow's game, but I want to use last week's game as part of the context of the question. So with the form that we showed against Celtic last weekend, how does Peter Leven ensure that they show that same type of form against Motherwell?
Yeah, it's I think going into that game, it wasn't a good run of form, was it? And then 3-3 against Celtic, very unlucky. I think some decisions definitely went against Aberdeen, in my opinion. So it's a case of using that as sort of like you say to play better for this weekend coming. But I think the leverage is do it for the fans. I think although it was 3-3 and it was a harsh loss in penalties, I think the fans were impressed, and I feel like it's like a turning point for the run up to the end of the season. And I was looking at the table today. We can easily top the bottom half. I think that's got to be the target, doesn't it? Going into the final 5 games. So if I was Peter Leven, yeah, I'd be using that of like, don't let them down. Like you've done so well to get the form back up. It was a great performance by every single one in an Aberdeen shirt, to be honest. So I'd be using it in that momentum myself. Do it for the fans and just make sure you can do that for till the end of the season. And from a player's perspective, you've got a new manager with the eyes on you. So I think there's not a lot to play for just for the fans, but for themselves as well. So hopefully, I would say they would be taking that momentum into this week's game tomorrow.
Obviously, it was such huge disappointment last weekend, sort of coupled with a lot of pride as well. But in terms of the disappointing side of it, how do players lift themselves after such a heartbreaking defeat? So in your experience, how did you get over a sort of a gut-wrenching defeat?
Yeah, it's hard. I think in one of our first seasons under Aberdeen, we got beaten a semi-final, and we're probably well expected to win that cup. And to be honest, we got put out with a bad performance. But with that season, we went on to be invincible. So I think you just have to turn it into positives, negatives to positives. as a player, you don't want to get beat, you don't want to be falling at that final hurdle. So it's a case of picking yourselves up as a group, knowing you played well, and taking that into your next few games. It's more like proving a point that we are as good as we should be. It was just unlucky that it went to pens and it ended that way. So from my perspective, yeah, it's like a point to prove, I think, is the way you come back from that harsh and unlucky defeat as well.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you about, because obviously we saw the Player of the Year awards, and Bailey Hutchinson won Player of the Year on the women's side, and Maddie Finney won the Young Player of the Year. Very much deserved, in your opinion?
Yeah, two very good players, with massive potential that have come through the youth system at the club, which is good. But all four winners, in my opinion, you had Hannah and Ailey as well pick up
Yeah.
other awards. Four core standout players from the season, that have played very well consistently and have been a massive part of their success for going for that seventh spot. So yeah, I just think thoroughly deserved. I was actually texting Bailey this morning to say congrats, and I think it's about time she picked up a Player of the Year award. She's been shortlisted, she's been top goal scorer, but sometimes Ailey has actually pitched her to some awards. So credit to Ailey, still got award as well. But I'm just glad that's some recognition for Bailey. So I've told her that she has to get SWPL top goal scorer award next. So she's sitting top of the chart. So the pressure's on for that.
Yeah.
And Maddie Finney, yeah, a brilliant young lassie that came through the ranks when I was just finishing up last season. So I think she's just turned 17 this year, and she's played every single game at centre back. So yeah, credit, and I think definitely by a mile, young player of the year for the women's team.
Brilliant. Lauren, listen, thank you so much for coming on. It's been absolutely fantastic having you here, and I'd love to get you on again if that's okay.
Absolutely, no problem at all.
Brilliant. All right. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Thank you so much, Lauren. Here's your match stats. Aberdeen have won 4 of the last 5 Scottish Premiership meetings with Motherwell, drawing the other one. Motherwell have lost twice to Aberdeen in the league this season. The last time they lost 3 times in one season was back in 2016-17. Aberdeen have drawn 5 of their last 7 league games at Pittodrie. And finally, the referee is Craig Napier, and on VAR is Grant Irvin. Here's your weather forecast. At kick-off, it will be a balmy 8 degrees. The low is going to be 4. It's not going to get any higher than 8 degrees, so you need to wrap up. And they'll have sunny spells throughout the game. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to Ali Beg ABTV, I would be seriously grateful if you would please consider it. We've just surpassed 3,500, so the next target is to get to obviously 4,000 subscribers, which would make us the #1 Aberdeen Football Club fan-themed exclusive channel, exclusive to Aberdeen. So honestly, we're so close, we're getting bigger, we're growing all the time, and if you enjoy the shows, I'd be absolutely thrilled if you press the old like button and give us a wee subscribe as well, because 72% of you, it's always around about 72% who watch the show haven't pushed the old subscribe button. So go on, give us a wee bash. Shall we get back to your comments? Let's do that. Right. Bum, 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 bum. So many on tonight. It's great. And lots of comments as well. I'm not sure we're going to get through all of them, but I'll do my best. Right. Paul Donaldson has said, what's your thoughts on Alfie Bavidge? Should we bring him back next season or put him on another loan, maybe in a higher division? So how old is he now? He's just turned 18? Has he just turned 18? I think he has. He's doing very, very well at Kelty Hearts. Honestly, I'd get him back, and I would get him training with the first team. So I would make him a member of the first team squad. That's what I would do now. And I would make him very much part of the match day squad. Whether he sits on the bench or he's up in the stands, just make him part of the match day squad so that he gains that valuable experience at the very highest level in the Scottish game. And he can only learn from that. Now, we all know whenever we've played, whoever has played football, doesn't matter what level, if you start playing with better players, it automatically makes you a better player. Hence why I think we should get him in, get him into the first team, and just see how he progresses. Don't put him under any pressure. Just see how he progresses. Just keep it nice and quiet, nice and subtle in the background, and see how he gets on. Because my God, there is a talent there. Gareth Hayes said, you need a producer to manage your timeline and chat. Mate, honestly, it's a one-man band. I'm doing it all by myself. Literally, all of it. I'd love to have a producer. Maybe that's where you guys could help. If you sign up to the membership scheme and we keep adding to the little pot of money that we're doing, maybe we could afford a producer. How good would that be? Honestly, I'd be sat here smoking a cigar doing this show. Rod Cow said, I'm hoping the boys can shake off any blues from the cup knockout and play tomorrow at the same level they did against Celtic. It's about building for next season. Bob Duffer said, I love how Ali refers to all the players by their Christian names. You know, I'm on first name term basis with all of them, fella. What do you expect? Kevin Tinner said, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. We've got to take confidence from last week's performance and give the same team a run out tomorrow. We actually look like we're playing football now. Gordon Downey has wished everyone a good evening from Dubai. Thought that we were awesome and unlucky last weekend. Part of this was definitely the fact that the midfield was far more balanced without Graham Shinney. Erica Mitchell is here. Hi, Erica. Evening, fellow dandies. Let's hope we get the 3 points tomorrow and we can play as well as we did in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Come on, you Reds, and congrats to Bojan Majowski for getting Player of the Year. Bob Duff has said, quite simply, Roos can go. Transmission GGB is suggesting that Bojan Majowski is a £20 million player at least. That's exactly what Graham Hunter said as well. Barry Cooler said, I prefer a new keeper who can kick and command his 6-yard box. Grey Pilgrim has reminded everybody to press the old like button. Neil McDonald, who is a member, is on. He's saying, good evening, dandies. Greetings from Blackpool. Been travelling all day from the north by train. Let's hope for another strong performance. Have a great weekend, Neil. Graham Finlater has said, good evening, dandies. Motherwell will be absolutely desperate for a result against us with respects to previous games between us. So let's hope we match their intensity. Absolutely massive. Can't wait. Matthew Cooler said, hi, Ali. Hope you're well. Lads have to prove they can keep current form. I agree with that, Matt. Stephen Robertson has said, I spoke to you early, Ali. Yep. I'm stuck at work, but looking forward to tonight's show. Hiding in the Peace Hut. Same team for me as Saturday after that performance, and fitness levels look miles better. Scott W has said, if Bojan does go, then the club should accept no less than 10 million. He's an internationalist, he's scoring for fun, and has scored in Europe. 10 million is a snip for a player of his standard. 100% agree. Jonathan Livingston came back to say, Roos had a good game against Celtic for 120 minutes, but was just the penalties that was not so good. I think Roos has a future, maybe needs more competition for the number 1 shirt. Again, I agree. A lot of you are talking about Graham Shinney, where some of you actually think he actually upsets the balance of the team. Neil Strachan is predicting a 4-0 win for us tomorrow. Derek Griffiths is hoping for the same kind of performance as we showed last week. Get the 3 points, get away from the danger zone. Rod Cow, another one, talking about Graham Shinney. Let's see how we perform without him again. West Coast Dawn has said, I'd go without Shinney starting. We can't start, mate, because he's suspended, remember. Bob Duff is responding to everyone that's talking about Graham Shinney. Laura 101 has said, a view from the terrace on BBC Scotland is from Aberdeen tonight, with Harold Stavrum as the guests. What a top lad Harold is. Don't worry, Joey. Don't worry. all be fine. Mr. Harmon is here. Hi, Mr. Harmon, another member. Good evening, all. Surely Roos is having a laugh. He's just lucky we don't have a tried and tested replacement. He will be no loss if he goes. Transmission GGB is saying, I hope Peter Leven is staying here, as he could be a future manager after the new manager leaves if he goes after his 3-year contract. Jonathan Livingston said, Peter Leven is well loved, but if he has a progression opportunity to go to Barnsley or somewhere similar, we should let him go with a pat on the back. The thing is, mate, I take your point and I get your point. What I would say to counter that is maybe he doesn't want to go. And that was the impression I got by watching his press conference, was that he's very content here. I think he still wants to learn. That's what I think. George Findlay makes a good point. He said, Elfsborg losing games as they are losing a big manager. Nothing in this, as Liverpool are doing the same right now. And they're losing Jurgen Klopp. It's a very good point, mate. Yeah. Greg Pilgrim has just said that Lauren is a great guest, knows her stuff, and look forward to more insights from her in the future. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting her on again. Sugarland has said, hugely positive for this one. Shinnie being out means either Polvara or Phillips in midfield. Excellent chance. Not dissing Shinnie, but 3 Hobbit theory holds. Graham Barron is reminding everybody, get subscribing and liking. Thank you, Graham. Gavin Wilson has said, I totally agree the Alfie Barron should be brought into the first team. Should we not have a reserve team? You know, we discussed this last week. You know, one of the worst things that happened in our game was that they got rid of the reserve league. I just don't understand for the life of me why they did that. Deary me. Joey Smith said, Alfie needs to fight his way into the team next season or he'll be gone. YouTube. I've got it. YouTube. Sorry, the penny just dropped. YouTube. Oh my God, I've not heard that saying for so long. That's such a great name. He or she has said the work shift has just been cancelled tomorrow. Pie, tea and 3 points I think would be a nice alternative. Very good. Love it. David Galder says, I'll be at Pittodrie tomorrow after not being at the semi-final last week. Same lineup as last week. Will do nicely. Chris Barrett has said, hi Ali, I'm a Jambo from Edinburgh. Can't believe where you guys are in the league. Your fans deserve better. Oh mate, welcome to the show. We are singing from the same hymn sheet, my friend. Thank you for coming on. Grey Pilgrim has said, whatever we do, don't give Motherwell a 3-goal start. Remember? Transmission GGB is saying the same. Scott W said, it's some difference from last year when we were all wanting Shinnie in the team. This season, though, he does look like his race is run. Okay, so Stuart Clevia said, maybe need to show all the viewers who keep watching and not subscribing how to subscribe to your show. I might make a little video. But it's not difficult, is it? There's a little subscribe button underneath the main video. The little subscribe button's everywhere. All you've got to do is push it. Just click it. There you go with the old mouse. David Golder said Ramadani carried Shinnie last season. Shinnie well past his prime now. Did you see those stats on Hilbert Ramadani? Basically the miles that he covers, the distance that he covers in Sierra I. He's number 1 on the list. And Lewis Ferguson is number 2. You see, this has been our big problem all season. We simply didn't replace them. We just didn't replace them. West Coast Dawn has said, if we hammer Motherwell without Shinnie, it begs the question if he should be in the starting lineup going forward. In terms of Roos, he quite simply says, get rid. Bob, I get you. Paul Donaldson has said, I'd like to see Peter Leven stay on for at least the first season. He knows the club and Scottish football and will help Yimi Talene settle in. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, mate. I think he's very content here. Sugarliner says, I hope Leven stays on. Biggest problem with giving Barry the job was losing him from the academy when he lost his job. Yeah, get that. Gavin Wilson has just reminded everybody that subscribing to the channel costs nothing. It's completely free. Bob Duff is just reminding everybody that Graham still has 2 years left on his contract. Right, guys, so we have done half an hour. I think we'll call it a night. So thank you so much for getting in touch, as always. Just let me just bring one last item in for you to have a quick look at. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, so tomorrow on North Sound, from 2 to 6, I'll be on the Big Saturday Football Show with Stephen Mill, Ewan Cameron and Stevie Cowan. And what I'll be doing is sitting here in my studio, watching the Aberdeen Motherwell game live and reporting back to the show as things happen during the game. So if you can't get to Pittodrie tomorrow and you want a very biased opinion on how the game is going, then come and join us. And honestly, if you've not listened to the show, and I know so many of you say, Ewan Cameron, turn it straight off. Just don't fall for it. Just don't fall for it. Don't bite. Don't get sucked in. Just enjoy the ride. That's what I would say. The show is a mixture of football, music, having a really, really good laugh, and most importantly, nothing to do with Celtic and Rangers. We do everything else, but we do not touch them because we do not care. So, come and join us if you want to tomorrow. Guys, have a fantastic weekend. All that's left to say, as always on a Friday night, is the very best of luck to the lads tomorrow. Just try and cement your position. Put on the same performance as you did last week, and you'll be absolutely tickety-boo. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Sunday for the review show. Take care. Bye for now. Stand free.